2, 1.
I am Kevin Heuwel, and today I'll take you through the processes of making a cricket bat. As you can see, that's the piece of wood there. It's an English willow bat, and we only select these in different grades, grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. That's your handle, and of course that handle has to go into a cricket bat, and that is an Indonesian cane handle. Okay, the first step I'll take you through, I'll literally just sand the face just to see what side I'll put in that handle. So what I will do now, I'll put the sander on and I'll literally just sand this rough layer off, and that probably can give me a better idea of how this timber looks. We get different grades in. We get grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3. And if you see, this is more or less close to a grade 2 piece of willow. The amount of grains you see on there, those are the grains there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 8 grains. If you're looking at your grade 1 piece of willow, there'll be straighter grains, a little bit more narrow and closer together. And of course, your grade 3 grains will be slightly wider. And that means it's probably your younger tree and it can take a little bit more knocks. Whereas your grade 1s responds a little bit better, a little bit more brittle because it's an older tree. And of course, everybody loves the grade 1 bats. Looks a bit cleaner, looks nicer, and the willow looks whiter. And no knots on there as well. And then I'll take you to the next step. Okay, as I explained earlier on, we can see it's nice and white. There was a little bit of knots up here, and I decided just to put my handle in here, which gives the blade probably a little bit of a nicer look. We have the dark wood on the outside, which a lot of top bats would prefer as well. From there, I'll fit my handle. And I'll always just check if it fits nicely. A lot of players love the bow in their bats. There has to be a bow in it, so the handle gets set a certain way for the bow to go. So once I start to shape it, I'll make sure that I shape it according to the handle as well. I'll add some glue now. So as you can see, handle is in, it's glued in, and from there I'll take it to the next step where we actually just put it into a vise and make sure that we get it nice and together, and we actually keep it in the vise for about 24 hours. We don't want this handle to come out when the guys start to bat with it. So we will leave it in there for about 24 hours, and tomorrow we'll do the shaping of this handle. It's hard to use a small planer to actually shape all this. So before I get here, I use a machine planer which will take off chunks of the wood. So as you can see, slowly it's becoming a cricket bat now. So now we have the handle in, it's cut to shape. Now it's my job just to make sure that I actually get the handle feel right for customers. Everybody's different. The Indian players, they like a slightly rounder. They play a little bit more square of the wicket. Whereas in South African, your Aussies and your English, I think they're a little bit more straight bat players, so they like it to be like semi-finished oval. So depending on what the customer wants, depending on what the player wants, we make it according to his preference really. I'm shaping it out, and I'm actually trying to make this a slightly oval handle. Okay, so the bat is finished with its twine. From here it will go on to the shaping. I'll show you a couple of different shapes or profiles. Like this one, for instance, that has a lower sweet spot. As you can see, that's where the sweet spot is, right there. Can you pick that up? And the one that I'm busy on, this guy wanted slightly higher. I'll drop this. You can see there, that's where this one starts. So I don't know if you can pick up the difference now between the two of them. So generally for professional players, we have bats between 2.6 and 2.8. That's quite light, so that's normally the standard. The odd guy will come, guys like Shashin, they'll bat with 3-pounders, but they are freaks of batting. So yeah, so generally 2.8. So this bat I'll make to 2.8 ounce. Okay, so the bat has been knocked in, it has been oiled. We sealed it with the beeswax just to make sure that the oil stays in. What Tyler's doing now is putting an anti-scuff on there, which just protects the face, keeps the oil in. And once he's done with this process, this bat is ready to score 100.